Hey there everyone, and welcome to Bill's Retro Gaming Show. On today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Ghosts and Goblins Replicade from New Wave Toys. Make sure you've got on clean underwear, because this game is tough. Thanks for tuning in and checking out this video. If you've seen any of my other New Wave Toys reviews, you know I always like to start with an unboxing. I've said before how much I enjoy the look and artwork on their packaging, and this one's no different. But let's dive in and look at what comes in the box. And starting off, we have the manual. And this is one you may want to pay attention to, as there are some newer features with this release, some of which aren't obvious with how they work. As you'll see in a minute, the joystick of the machine comes with a red ball top, but they've also included 4 other colors that you can switch out if you choose. This release also includes a fake power cord that you can plug into the back of the machine. Why? I don't know. Just for added realism, I guess? And of course, they've included some mini tokens as well. This one actually comes with 12 mini tokens. Why so many? Well, we'll get to that soon. And then finally there's the charging cable. I'm very happy that it seems New Wave Toys have finally made the leap to using USB-C for their charging ports, as the last few they've put out have all been USB-C. Last but not least is the Replicade itself, wrapped in plastic and snug in foam. And here's a look at the Replicade next to the box it came in. You can still see the plastic covering the screen. I just love that sound. Alright, so now let's power it up and see how it looks. As usual with New Wave Toys, they've put a lot of time and effort into recreating the original arcade cabinet as closely as possible. The marquee looks great and is well lit. The waterfall style control panel is also well done and representative of the original machine. This is the first of New Wave Toys Replicades to use the new CRT 2.0 effects technology for their screens. It does a good job making this small LCD screen have a look reminiscent of an actual CRT without the glare issues that they've had with previous machines. The bezel is also very well done and looks a lot like the original arcade. Moving to the back, along the top of the machine you have the power button and volume control, along with an LED light indicating when the unit is on and when it is charging. As we move down the back, you'll see the single speaker, and as we get to the bottom, there are several ports. You have 2 USB ports for external controls, a USB-C port for charging, and an HDMI out port for plugging this into a TV or monitor to play on a bigger screen. And there's that little power port for plugging in the fake power cable as well. Back around to the front, you have the 2 coin slot buttons. The button on the left accepts the mini coins that come with the Replicade, which is why they give you so many with this one. It's a cool new feature for these machines that I first tried with their Coke machine replica, and I really like it. Adding a coin will act just like adding one to a real arcade machine. Then you just press the player 1 button and you're ready to play. The button on the right side doesn't have the coin insert feature, but pressing this button will act as a coin insert if you just want to play without fiddling with the mini coins. And of course, if you want to get your coins back, you just have to open up the little storage area underneath the coin slots. Just open it up, pull out the coin collector box, and there are your coins. Pressing the player 1 and player 2 buttons simultaneously will get you into the settings menu. From here, you can change things like game difficulty, screen brightness, and number of lives. You can also turn the marquee off and on and enable scan lines. Now this is also where you'll choose which game you want to play. Yep, this Replicade comes with both Ghosts and Goblins as well as its sequel, Ghouls and Ghosts. One note I have for this particular version of the Replicade is the overall coloring of the machine. The original arcade cabinet seemed to have a much deeper blue color to it, at least from images I found online, and this Replicade is more of a bluish purple color. And while I did run a test with a color picker that showed up as blue, you can definitely see that it is a much darker, almost purplish color overall. Now, while it doesn't bother me, it seems to be a point of issue for others from comments I've seen online. In fact, it's become the mini arcade version of the "what color is the dress" meme, with people debating whether or not it is actually blue or purple. But I'll leave that for you to decide. I already spoke about the monitor and New Wave Toys CRTFX technology. Now, this is not the first of their Replicades to use this feature, but it is the first to use the 2.0 version of it. The effect was first used in the Missile Command Replicade, and while it was an interesting effect, I found that it reflected glare a little too much. I tried it again for Food Fight, and while it was a little better, there was definitely still some reflection on the screen. Now they've done it again, calling it the 2.0 version of this technology, and the glare issue has been almost completely eliminated. Hopefully, we'll see more of this going forward. As I mentioned earlier, there are 2 USB ports on the back of the machine for plugging in external controls. And that's a good thing. Now, while the mini controls of the Replicade do an okay job, these games are notoriously tough. And if there was ever one of these Replicades that needed the external control feature, this is it. Now, I tried several controllers, from New Wave Toys' own mini Street Fighter stick, to a cheap Logitech control pad, and even an Xbox controller. All of them work fine. Now, it doesn't keep me from sucking at playing the game, but it did feel a little more comfortable playing it. Now, be sure to check out New Wave Toys' website for a list of compatible controllers. Since this is a review, I do feel like I have to be just a little bit nitpicky when looking at everything, so I need to point out a minor error in the manual. Maybe this is something New Wave Toys can correct before their next batch of these is ready to ship out. On the page where it lists all of the features of the Replicade, it shows the bottom coin door coin box as number 12. But if you look at the diagram, there is no number 12. Now, of course, for most people, it'll be obvious that it is meant to be here. But they did forget to put the little number 12 next to it on the diagram. So, New Wave Toys, if you're watching this, maybe that's something you can correct. I ordered mine during the initial pre-order sale, and as of the time of recording, these are still listed as coming soon for those of you who missed out on the pre-order or chose to wait. Once they go on sale, they'll retail for $159.99, and you can choose between the Ghosts and Goblins version that I bought or the Ghouls and Ghosts version. Both play the same games and have the same features, so it's really just a matter of which version you like the look of better. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Of course, I'd love to hear your comments on this latest Replicade from New Wave Toys. That's it for this one, and I'll see you next time.